telling stories and just don't care. From chasing 8 seconds to now running the show. From the arena dirt to the shoots to lights on the road. According to Flint, life's better with a grin. A cold beer, good friends, and a wild streak within. From the dirt to the screen, he's keeping it real with a heart like Montana and nerves made of steel. Yeah, you never know what he's gonna say, but you're gonna have fun either way. It's a wild ride, buckle in tight. According to Flint, it's one hell of a night. He's quick on his feet, got a mic in his hand, firing up the whole place, got the crowd clapping hands. Ain't no filter, just straight up truth, calling it like it is from the cowboy booth. According to Flint, life's better with a grin. A cold beer, good friends, and a wild streak within. From the dirt to the screen, he's keeping it real with a heart like Montana and nerves made of steel. Yeah, you never know what he's gonna say, but you're gonna have fun either way. It's a wild ride, buckle in tight. According to Flint, it's one hell of a night. So raise a glass, raise a cheer, turn it up, we're all in here. Good folks, good vibes, let's take this thing for one more ride. According to Flint, life's better with a grin. A cold beer, good friends, and a wild streak within. From the dirt to the screen, he's keeping it real with a heart like Montana and nerves made of steel. Yeah, you never know what he's gonna say, but you're gonna have fun either way. It's a wild ride, buckle in tight. According to Flint, it's one hell of a night. Oh yeah. According to Flint, it's one hell of a night.
Coming to you live from an undisclosed location, here is your host, the one and only Flint Rasmussen.
Everybody, good to see you. Turning down my volume. Good to see everybody. Seems like we're okay, Bo. So far, so good. We've been a little concerned about internet. I think, see, the deal is it's much like Choteau, Montana. The wind is blowing in Fort Worth right now, and so it affects the internet. Like in Choteau, when the wind blows, the internet. The difference is the wind is blowing. It says windy. The wind is blowing pretty hard outside. But thank God it's still 90.3 degrees. Oh, welcome everybody from, I think they call this North Texas. From what I'm watching on the news in the last 8 or 9 months. Greetings from North Texas. Yes, it is summertime, not all that hot, but a nice little hair dryer breeze going on today. Waiting for everybody to get settled in. I think the biggest question at hand right now, before we get started, is did Evan really bowl a 300? That's what inquiring minds, don't think Bo and I don't sit here while the catchy tune he wrote with the help of his friend Alan Iverson, AI, that we're not looking at the comments and Evan says he bowled a 300 game. So show of hands, if we believe that Evan bowled a 300. Curious. So somebody help us out there. Evan, I hope you did, Evan. Then again, you could be joking and you could be full of shit. We don't know. Oh, we're getting everybody's weather reports. The weather report that mattered to me last night, east of Billings, with 3-inch hail, mowed down trees, fences, houses. Ooh, bad deal out around Shepherd, Montana. So thinking of those people out there. Been some brutal storms out in eastern Montana. So rough out there. Missed Bo's house because his wife, Brooke, eats a lot of the Lord's chicken, Chick-fil-A. So they were saved. There it is. He's got some with him right now. There's some people that are agreeing that Evan did, in fact, bowl a 300. We're getting, I thought everybody thought he bowled 106, but that's, oh, there he is. I did. It's posted whenever you can. You should be shocked because I finally got a redemption for what happened whatever happened last Tuesday. So, Evan, you got strikes all the way across. Like, it's posted, he said. Huh. Well, I guess maybe he wears a bowling shirt with it. Evan right here, and Jim's Automotive, Evan, and back in the day, they used to have a bowling team. We have shirts with Wisdom Market. Pete, my grandpa Pete, had his bowling shirts out in the bunkhouse. So I've seen it. So not a few people said it is summertime. I know up in Montana. He said I had a 297 last Tuesday. It wasn't good. No, that's pretty damn good. Tonight I did it. I'm going with it. I'm saying Evan did it. And Wyatt, it's good Wyatt Wentz is here that he likes my shirt and he likes his girls a little bit older. Me too. But Wyatt, you're still young. When you get a little older, then you like them a little bit younger. Josie's on a vacation far. Outfield, fall of 1986. There you go. Evan, I did it to honor my late grandpa who passed away. Why do I have this feeling Evan is this dialed in, freaky, weird, good bowler? I do. Evan, I think that. So anyway, up in Montana where it's where it gets dark at 10:30 about right now, right? But we're up to around June 20th or 21st where sun comes up at 5 in the morning and goes down at 9:55 p.m. or whatever. Yeah, it's 8:09 here, starting to go down. That's it. Up north there's the extremes. In the winter it gets light at 8:30 and dark at 4 and it's 10 below zero. That nobody's depressed in the winter up there. Everybody's happy. There's a lot of vitamin D floating around. So not the extremes down here. Let's get rolling here. We got some people settling in for the night. Hey, lots going on. Got a little college rodeo going on, pro rodeo, some PBR stuff. Maybe get a little salty. Take some questions. Bring some stuff. Hey, Damon, good to see you. Let's get things going. As always, still, after I am no longer, hey, Brad's on. Could be some legitimate questions. Quick word from our friends, Long Live Cowboys, Wrangler Jeans. Then we will get the day started.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Hi, welcome back. Checking out who all is playing along here. Good to see you, Rick. Yeah, good to see you there in Bismarck. Made a little trip up to Bismarck this past weekend. I will talk about that. Lots going on right now, though. It's an exciting week for college rodeo, the College National Finals Rodeo, the CNFR, or as my daughter Paige likes to call it, the Sniffer, is going on. New black arena wrap. Did you see that, Bill? Probably. It's always yellow. They did black with consistent colored logos. Heard they were doing that and didn't know if I'd like it. I like it. Logan just asked if he could come next week, and you're going to be gone, Bo. I should have invited Logan over tonight, actually. Logan, good to see you. Logan helped with this show so long. He's that guy that sits at home and goes, "Oh my God, this sucks since I left." You think? You're like, "Oh, I can't believe it. Come here. Hey, come look at what they did here. Look at how they ran that commercial. That's terrible." That's Bo. Or that's Logan. Yeah, college stuff going on. I just turned my TV off. I had UCLA and Arkansas on, I believe, playing in the College World Series in Omaha. That's happening, as I said, Casper, Wyoming, the home of the College National Finals Rodeo. Wyatt says Logan does that with everything. I could say for the years that we got to go to the College National Finals Rodeo. So Paige went 3, Shelb was there a year, 2 before. We went 4 times. 4 times, and one of the best rodeo weeks I've ever had in my career. Just morning slack for Monday and Tuesday, then performances. The first performance just started. It's streaming, I think, on ESPN Plus or ESPN3, whatever it is. But College National Finals. My girl, I have a picture right over there. Members of the 2021 National Championship team at Montana State. Paige won the all-around that year and then was the national champ. The goat tying in 23. Great memories in Casper. Casper, Wyoming is the home of the college finals. It was in Bozeman forever. It was kind of the home, and everybody says it should move back. Not unless they build a building for it. And Casper, it's really great there. Really, really good. The city embraces it. It's fun. And the thing you can be guaranteed at Casper, Wyoming is that for the last 10 years and probably the next 10, I-25 through Casper will be under construction. So that's the good thing, is they have that going for them. Drove through there a few weeks ago, still under construction. So thank God they have that. It's one of those. Built, they did something wrong the first time, but made a quick flight up to Bismarck, North Dakota this past weekend as Chad Berger and his partner Dale Pahlke from Dakota Community Bank announced that their 25th year of producing the Chad Berger Invitational there at the Bismarck Civic Center would be their final PBR that they produced there. So I got on a plane and headed up on behalf of myself and the PBR. And it wasn't much, a small token of our appreciation from the PBR and from me, and had the honor of standing at the center gate in the middle of the arena. And I was a little nervous because I talked to the microphone, and you know me, that intimidates me. But Dale Pahlke and Cindy, and then Sarah and Chad Berger. Dale on the left, our left, he's Dakota Community Bank, and he has sponsored and financed that thing and put up a pile of money. Just a really great man. If you see the green sign around the Dakotas, that's Dale Pahlke. Really good guy. And then Chad and Sarah put everything they had into it, and it was nice to stand there and present each of them with a plaque from the PBR. And it was fun to be there and see the fans. And honestly, it was great to be back up north and smell the evening in the north. It smells different up there, Bo. Don't take it for granted. It smells like blossoms and elk shit or something. I don't know what it is, but so. But Bismarck, not only, just to go up there and make a presentation and see people, but pretty good bull riding. Guys have different schedules, but some of those top guys still go up to Bismarck, and it shows. Picked out the top 6. Now I'll explain why the top 6 looks kind of funny. Maverick Smith, this summer with the Challenger Series, the smaller PBR events, it's been the Maverick Smith show. The bulls don't like him, but the girls do. How's that? Good looking young kid. He's won, he almost won Decatur. I was there. He rode a couple bulls. He won Deadwood, South Dakota, and he wins Bismarck this week. Chad Berger has a different way of determining the winner of his particular event. It's 2 days. Night number 1 is a long round and a top 10 short round. Night number 2 is a long round and a top 10 short round. So Brady Fielder rode 4 bulls. He rode both his bulls the first night, both his bulls the second night. How Chad has determined his winner for the weekend is the rider's highest score from night 1 and the rider's highest score from night 2. That's why Maverick Smith won. Bucked off his short round bull on the second night, but his 2 high scores were the highest. Brady Fielder rode 4. He comes in second, but he didn't enter twice, but he placed twice because his 2 highest scores put him in second, and his next 2 high scores put him in 5th. So unusual, but that's how Chad, in his figurings, determines he gives away a saddle and a gun, and it's a great deal. It was good to see Connor Halverson on night number 2. He won the night on night number 2 with his with 2 great bull rides. Technically 3. A bull stumbled with him, and he got a re-ride in the short round and got on and won the night number 2. So good to see Zach Efron pull it off. We were hoping Connor would be on here all layered up tonight. Anyway, and then Marco Rizzo looked really good, and baby Tiago Salgado showed the top 6. Kind of an all-star cast. So good to see everybody in Bismarck, North Dakota. It was a beautiful weekend, and could have stayed up there a couple more days. It was pretty nice. See what else, Jen, you're welcome for me explaining that. Somebody had to explain it to me, and I don't even know if I explained it right, but I made it up. So there you go. Where Evan, Connor, he's late. Actually, Evan, he's bowling. So that's funny. Has anyone seen a legitimate question yet from Brad Narducci? We really don't. I'll take legitimate questions. We were talking. There's a lot going on, like rodeo world, but as far as our world, not a ton for us. Or we're just lazy. Didn't pay attention. Rob, yeah, Chris Ledoux days this past weekend in KC, Wyoming. Ned and the gang, the Western Underground gang, performing as always up at KC, Wyoming. So I know that's a large time. So there are things going on. It's summertime. I think that's why to us it feels like not that much. Hey, it's Jeff Krogstead from Bozeman. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you. Great photographer. Always good to see Jeff on the sidelines at Bobcat games. This past weekend, there were a slew, how about that? A plethora of rodeos happening around the country. Eagle, Idaho, Woodward, Oklahoma, I believe was going on. Weatherford, Texas, just west of here, going on this weekend. But if you remember, there was a time either on this show or on a podcast, I said I made a list of if I could just pick 10 rodeos to do every year to be the clown at. I made a list. One of the rodeos on that top 10 list was Sisters, Oregon, in the Bend, Redmond, Sisters area, kind of over the mountains from Western Oregon, still at it's kind of the hot area. It was one of those places kind of like a Bozeman, where it used to be kind of unknown and people didn't care if they lived there. Now everybody cares if they live there. But one of my favorites was Sisters, Oregon, and always a great rodeo, one of the wildest crowds. One time when I was there, and I don't know if they still do, we used to do a Saturday afternoon and a Saturday night performance, and it snowed during the Saturday afternoon performance. Does the PBR require you to have a degree in bovine scatology, given your amazing gift of gab? Yeah, I do bullshit quite well, Jeff. I appreciate bovine scatology. And ladies and gentlemen, right under Jeff's comment, the one and only Connor Halverson joining us. Connor is here. 3rd place for the weekend, Bismarck, North Dakota. Connor, what did I tell you afterwards? It's not that hard. It's 8 seconds. When you relax, just ride like you know how. It's good. You know why Connor did well? He had a girl with him. Finally. Been worried about him. That helped. But Sisters, Oregon, some new names, some new faces, and some familiar names and faces. Wasey Shawlett, this kid, talk about a bareback rider and a bull rider. I mean, this kid's amazing. I'm a Wasey Shala fan. There's some rodeo guys that I'm a big fan of. Wasey with the win in the bareback riding. He's right up there in the world all-around title. He and Stetson Wright are battling the world all-around standings. Cash Robb in the steer wrestling. Cody Snow and Hunter Cook in the team roping. Zach Dallas, Dylan Hancock in the tie-down. Madison. You want to try, Bo? Say her name. Kamosi? You say Kamazi, I say Kamosi. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Kate Grego in the bull riding. So some new faces, but Sisters Oregon, one of the best crowds and best parties, and entertainment factor there is quite high. So congratulations, everybody. If you ever get a chance, if you ever want to go to Central Oregon and have a good time, let me suggest Sisters Oregon. So takes us to, of course, as always, Marcus, Wasey, and Rocker at the NFR make good watching. They do. By the way, Rocker Steiner, he is 2 or 3 in the world. He's rolling. That kid, you'd be hard pressed to find a guy spurring horses. Like, he's number 2 in the bareback ride. Well, he is spurring horses really well. So that kid is talented. He's what you call good for business. If people can either love him or hate him, but they pay attention to him. So think what you want. To bring us to our Montana Silversmiths PRCA World Standings of the Week. It's sort of like the Wrangler Minute. I just let Bo kind of pick a topic. This week's topic is saddle bronc riding, because it's a little bit interesting. You have some Wright brothers in there. Ryder's winning the world. I believe Ryder's the reigning world champion, if I remember right. The reigning and defending. I like when people say reigning and defending. Aren't they the same? Is that redundant? He's the reigning and defending world champion. Ryder Wright. Dawson Hay, the Canadian, sitting right there at number 2. The Idaho man, Cade Bruno. I like him. He's number 3. There's Statler Wright, the youngest of the Wright brothers. It goes Rusty, Ryder, Stetson, Statler. Sage Newman, Melstone, Montana, coming in at number 5. He's been on a bit of a roll. Weston Patterson, Colby Wanchuk. By the way, Colby's dad, Ricky Tiki Wanchuk, famous rodeo clown up in Montana. There's Brody Wells, Zach Dallas, Brody Kress, the NFR veteran that always does well there. Just for the record, Stetson Wright, currently sitting at number 16. Just out of the top 15 in the world standings. So the big mystery, I wonder if he'll make the NFR. And what, Bo? That's the one I want. Bo's talking in my ear. Rusty, who has been through hell. If you haven't seen his story, Jenna Moore put that out. Rusty's story through injuries, through personal issues, through some alcohol things. He's sitting at number 20. Now, is there a question? Stetson will probably move into the top 15 here in the next week. He's one of the greatest bronc riders we've ever seen. I want to see Rusty back at the NFR. The oldest brother, really cheering for Rusty. So I want to see them all. I want Rusty, Ryder, Stetson, and Statler all in the top 15. I don't care. Get him in there. So, speaking of Stetson, make it a little, not real salty, but my friend Ted Noose had a post 7-8 days ago, but we didn't do one of these last week. So, we'll talk a little bit about that, take some questions, whatever you want. Like I said, it's up to you guys. We're just along for the ride. But all of those guys in the world standings, PBR, PRCA, hoping to win that coveted gold buckle. Of course, produced at Montana Silversmiths, right up the Yellowstone River from where Bo is right now. Montana Silversmiths, the official buckle maker of the PRCA and the PBR and rodeos across the country. Quick word from them back after this. Welcome back. And it crossed my mind when I said that Wacy Shawla in a battle for the all-around title, and our friend Wyatt Wentz. Wyatt, a talented videographer and producer, and what else is Wyatt talented at? Wyatt, you're a baseball player too, right? You give like pitching lessons and stuff. Anyway, Wyatt, you can't tell from his profile picture, but he's really tall. But yeah, that's a great. When is the last time we saw two rough stock guys competing in two events, battling for the all-around title at the NFR? Well, he just says rough stock guys compete in two events. Yeah, good question. Dave Appleton won the all-around, but was he in two rough stock events in the at the NFR? Louis Field was a bareback rider and bronc rider, I believe, but did he compete in two events? Now, have we ever had two of them at the same time battling it out for the all-around? I would love to see Wacy Shawla in the bareback riding and the bull riding, and Stetson Wright in the saddle bronc riding and the bull riding. That I would love that. So, well, yeah, Rob says Ty Murray, but yeah, Ty Murray was in three, but there was nobody at the same time. We're talking two guys in two rough stock events battling for the all-around. So yeah, it's a good battle. A couple of good talented guys. Did you learn anything, Bo? You didn't. You were smiling. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now, speaking of other guys that went into event, the lost name right there, 2003, a cow. I'll give them a second here. Here's the question. Oh, they're going to Google it. No Googling. 2003, when Stetson Wright made it in two rough stock events, it was the first time since 2003 that a cowboy competed in two rough stock events. I was there. I worked the NFR that year. Matter of fact, this buckle is my 2003 NFR buckle. Who was it? Don't Google. Don't. Anybody know? Come on, Tootie. Ask Stanley. He should know. He should know. Don't Google it. Don't cheat. Somebody will. 2003. Now, there wasn't two cowboys competing in two rough stock, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. Somebody's Googling it. That's why it's all. They're all off of this Googling and going to come back. Thank you, Ty. Appreciate it. That's right. Jesse Bale. Jesse Bale. Clifford, I'm not ignoring you. There's other people. Hi, how you doing, Clifford? Good to see you. Michelle said Trevor Brazil. Trevor was a roper. Rough stock. Jesse Bale, bronc riding and bull riding. Dan Mortensen did not compete. He didn't make it to the NFR in the bull riding. He just won. He won enough in the bull riding to kick in, to count for the all around. So, yeah, Jesse Bale. Forgot what a cowboy. Jesse Bale's still a great cowboy. Great cowboy. Yeah, he's like he's a stocky guy. Remember when Larry Mahan and Phil Line battled for the all around? Larry Mahan was a rough stock guy across the board. Phil Line was a bull rider calf roper. Both ends of the arena. A true all around. Interesting point. In Canada, they give a high point and they give an all around. The all around has to compete at both ends of the arena. There you go. Things you didn't know. Brought to you by me. So, a couple weeks ago, I was home, and this goes under the category of some people should never type things or say things out loud. It really was Ted Noose, my friend Ted Noose, one of the great bull riders of all time. Hall of Famer, Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer. PBR founder. And he was talking about, he posted this, and then I'll tell you what he was talking about. Ted News says, so if Tom Brady was injured for a year and a half, whether it's a great analogy or not, some people said, not a good analogy. Who cares? He's making his point. So if Tom Brady was injured for a year and a half, I'm sure as soon as he was ready, they would put him back in at starting quarterback. Interestingly, Tom Brady earned the starting position at quarterback when Drew Bledsoe got hurt. So why wouldn't the PRCA allow Stetson Wright to enter all the biggest rodeos as soon as he was ready? I think there needs to be some changes made. First of all, instantly, a lot of people thought he mentioned Stetson Wright specifically. And I agreed with him. I said, we speak the same language, Ted. By the way, my comment got 124 likes. This was my comment. But then people were getting on me that we're thinking Ted and I were talking specifically about Stetson Wright. Stetson Wright was mentioned specifically, but what he was talking about was a general rule. So what happens in the PRCA, I can't recite the rule directly, but a lot of the big rodeos in the winter and through the year, they limit entries like in the rough stock or whatever. So you have a qualification. Stetson Wright was out for a year and a half with injury, so he couldn't, some of the big rodeos he could not get into, and that happens to a lot of guys. What Ted is implying is something that's been in place with the PBR that they put in, and it's called a world champion exemption. Again, can't recite it directly, but what it says is a guy that wins a world title, and then, a Casio Diaz, he wins a world title, first event back on the UTB season last fall, he breaks his femur. Well, he's going to get exemptions back into the UTB because he won a world title and then got hurt. So basically what Ted was saying was there should be a rule, and people, like I said, instantly, oh yeah, let Stetson Wright in. No, he's talking about world champions. There were words like fair, favoritism. He's got to earn it. He has earned it. He's got, how many gold buckles does he have? Like however many, 7, 8, 9, whatever. So as far as earning it, he has earned it. But we have this thing in rodeo where we want to keep everybody, well, hold on, don't show favoritism to this guy or this guy. No, he's one of the greatest cowboys we will ever see. Yeah, Marcus, winter rodeos based on world standings of the previous year. He wasn't in them. So one of the greatest cowboys we will ever see has to work his way back on tour. Some people will say, yeah, that's rodeo. Well, in the words of my friend Bo Wagner, everybody wants things to change, to get better, but nobody wants them to change. And my brother Pete, thus, the reason he's in 16th in the bronc riding standings. That's right. You think Stetson Wright, the middle of June, would normally be 16th in the freaking bronc riding standings? So a lot of the terms that were used and the arguments that were made really had me thinking we were in junior high basketball. Well, the young guys deserve a chance. They always deserve a chance. They have a chance. So to give the young guys a chance, you're going to put Stetson Wright on the same starting point as them. So no, there should be some, I don't know how you do it, some sort of world champion exemption with a time limit. You can't come out of retirement 12 years later and get into big rodeos, but within 2 years or whatever, they can, go back to their last rodeo, what they were in the world standings. When he pulled out of the NFR, he was number 1 in the all-around standings and whatever in the bronc riding and bull riding. So it wouldn't be fair. You know what? Like I like to say, you know what fairs are for? Pigs with ribbons. That's what fairs are for. And rides and corn dogs. That's right. Put it up there, Bo. I dare you. I dare you. There you go. Thank you. But it's called a world champion exemption. That was the point Ted News made. Ted News made that one post. And if you know Ted News is a great guy. What a bull rider he was. He won a world title, but he made the NFR like 14 consecutive times. Unbelievable. His boy, great boys. That's all he was implying. Hey, what about a world champion exemption to get into big rodeos? I wonder, I'd have to go back and look at it. Have 420 comments or something like that under it. And a lot of them were, I don't necessarily agree with it either, but that's the way it's always been. Oh, famous line. It's the way it's always been. And that, of course, turned into people saying, well, PBR, it's not run by the Cowboys anymore, what it used to be. But we sure hate this rule in the PRCA, but PBR ain't what. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to get on a boat and never put on a pair of boots again. You too. Oh my God. So anyway, that's my salty. Nothing big. I mean, it's not controversial. It's just a thought. And Ted comes from, as he's a founder of the PBR, he's kept up with that for years, and it's a protection of those world champs when they get hurt, that they can come in and get their starting position back, or at least a certain number of events to earn it back. So yeah, I like the Morton Salt Flint too. That was Jordy, our graphics guy at the PBR. He sent me that one day and said, "Here, you guys can use this." So, pineapple juice, by the way, as I said a couple weeks ago, the most underrated of all the juices. We need Flint on RFAC. What's RFAC? The RFAC bandwagon. Bain, I've seen your name around. Bain, tell me what the RFAC is, and maybe then I can tell you. RFAC bandwagon. Anybody else? What else? Throw them at me. Legitimate questions. We have a few minutes here. Don't have a really long. Oh, there's Dave. Danger Dave. Ted was my first bull riding hero of those commercials back in the day. Remember, Dave? Good to see you, David. By the way, good to see you in Bismarck. Nice job. Always good. Let's see. He's got to answer me. RFAC. Evan, if I did a podcast, I'd like to have you as a guest. Thanks, Evan. I appreciate that. You know what we can talk about? Bowling. I love bowling. I really love bowling. In Ellensburg, Washington, I don't know if it still is, but the laundromat used to be connected to the bowling alley. So when Lloyd Ketchum and I would roll into Ellensburg like the Monday before, he'd say, "Gather all your laundry. We're going to go do all our laundry." And we're bowling while we do it. We would bowl until I couldn't open and close my hand. And that Lloyd Ketchum was like a little kid. He would bowl all day while we did our laundry in Ellensburg. So anybody, Bain, are you going to tell me what RFAC is? Just throw it out there. Leave us hanging. Thanks, Evan. Now, somebody tell me. All right. Any legitimate questions, topics? I'll get to our Wrangler Minute in a minute, but I want to see live fun stuff, the good stories of what you're doing while not on the dirt. Stand here talking to you, Evan. Pearl Snap Preacher. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Yeah. Posted last week, Pearl Snap Preacher, the new song and video by my friend Chancey Williams, starring his dad and his mom. Really great song. I think it's one of the best songs that Chancey has released and written and produced in quite a while. Our friend Bryce Long produced that for him. He's a great songwriter. Jane says, "Did you ever ride in a chuck wagon?" Up in Calgary, it was offered to me to ride in a true chuck wagon from the chuck wagon races. I never got a chance, and I did not want to. It looked scary. By the way, Jane, have you seen the comedian on Instagram that gives movie characters, if movie characters had an Alberta accent, and like Yoda was on there and Luke Skywalker? Oh, is the Force really that strong? Oh, for sure, bud. Shit, yeah. Then he goes off. If you haven't seen that, Jane, look it up on Instagram. So, what is your favorite spice to cook or grill with? if you really do it, I've learned, Michelle, from the Brazilian guys, they have hard, you call it Brazilian salt. It's the real coarse sea salt. And if you have good beef, you just brush a little mild olive oil on it and sprinkle that coarse sea salt, and it sears it, and a little pepper. If you have good beef, that's all you need. But what's our one in Shoto? Alpine Touch, Shoto, Montana. If you're going to use spices for your steak, get some Alpine Touch. Yeah. All right, here we go. Why do I have a feeling we're not going to get much out of this since we haven't got any questions today? Wrangler Minute. Evan, thoughts on Oklahoma City up on the Pacers? I think Oklahoma City is up on the Pacers, Evan. I think Oklahoma City is going to put them away in the next game. They're going to win in 6. Wait a second. If I remember right, 2 weeks ago, I believe Flint said Oklahoma City in 6. We can go back and look, but Oklahoma City in 6. I stand by what I said. Oklahoma City, next game, they're putting them away. The Pacers away. I like both teams. Oklahoma City in 6. All right. Everybody try to fit your comments in between Evans. Clifford. I know you asked questions, Clifford. I saw them. So here, Wrangler Minute. You know the rules. Give me one topic to talk about for 1 minute. If we don't get a good one, we'll bid you good night. But a topic that I can talk about for 1 minute. I don't know what it's going to be. Make it something good, not necessarily best bull I ever saw. We've been through all those. Best bull rider. Something clever, something off topic, something sportsy, something controversial. Wrangler Minute topics. Anyone. Ready? Go. Net, watch. Comments will stop. Let's see. We'll give it a minute. And just remember, everybody, if we don't, did you ever eat ice cream? I never, at Dwight Duff Severe at the hotel, Tecumseh, never stayed out at where they had the big bunkhouse and stuff out at the Duff Severe's place. Never was out there, honestly. Yeah. Cindy, Rodeo Billings. That is actually good topic for a Wrangler Minute. Dave, you got to be more specific on hunting. I like hunting. Talk about the film Straw. I don't know that movie. Brandon, I don't know that movie. Worst sports moment that didn't get accomplished. Best Father's Day advice you've gotten? Ice cream or gelato? Actually, I went on a walk today in the stockyards and stopped for ice cream. If you were a coach in that, things RFAC might stand for. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. Which coach would you replace? Thoughts on the protests over the weekend? No, thank you. Do you see Brad calling and just ignoring the call? Yeah. Does Bluebell make the best ice cream, and why is it your favorite? Bluebell, that's big down here. Bluebell ice cream. I don't eat it. I love ice cream, but I don't eat a bunch of it. It makes me cough. Cold me, and I gotta watch some of this. Rodeo Billings is a good topic in the rodeo world. Speaking of, people want rodeo better, but nobody will make a change. What would you refuse to eat? Hey, you know what I hate, Jane? Oh. Clifford, did you get good grades at Western Montana? Actually, Clifford, I graduated with a 3.8 GPA. If you were a general manager, which coach would you hire for your PBR team? Me. Why? I'd like to be a coach. Any past bull rider that I'd hire as a coach? Maybe Ted News. Maybe Ted. I have to think about that. I don't think Ty Murray would do it. I don't think Ty's got a good life. I mean, he's um, Ted. What do you think, Bo? Who am I missing? You know who I would hire, and he might be. He's a little deep into doing great schools for young kids now, so he'd have to adjust and not overcoach. Joe Frost. Joe Frost. But right now, he's really into details and little things because he's been putting on schools. So he'd have to adjust. I mean, that'd be like going from coaching high school basketball to the pros. It's different. So I'm going with this. I'm going to give a little shout out. Rodeo Billings. Here's the deal. And I'll explain it in my rodeo minute, in my Wrangler minute, why I picked that. I'm not just talking about some random rodeo. Talking about the Rodeo Billings. Okay. Got to fit it all in. Topic today for our Wrangler Minute. Man, I hope David Allen's watching this. He's going to owe me money. You're in on that too, Bo, so you can owe me money. Wrangler Minute today, you're going to figure out why, is Rodeo Billings. Wrangler Minute, ready, go. Rodeo Billings, in case you don't know, it has to do with Billings, Montana. Rodeo Billings has, I'm going to say, suffered from a lot of Western sports events on the fairgrounds at Metro Park, in the First Interstate Arena, lots and lots, and it got diluted. David Allen stepped in as a general manager of the Nile and Billings and combined the rodeo. He's eliminating the fall rodeo that is in October and putting it with the fair in Billings in August, combining the rodeos, making the prize money go way up, and building an outdoor rodeo arena in Billings. He made a change. He combined a couple of rodeos that were doing mediocre, making one big rodeo in August, outside, under the stars, under the lights, Billings, Montana, in affiliation with the fair. The good cowboys are traveling through there. It's going to be a great outdoor rodeo, and they're going to show Montana how to do an outdoor rodeo the right way at Rodeo Billings. How'd I do? That's right, I'm a fan. If anybody can step in and just walk around and do this, and you'd never know he knew what he does, it's Logan and Garrison's dad, David Allen, and he's in the documentary about frickin' Dale Earnhardt. You think old Malcolm David's just this old guy walking around, and he's done more shit than any of us have ever done. My friend Bo, who's running the board there, that's where he got his start. Moved all the way to North Carolina to work for David Allen. Right, Bo? When you were like 18 years old. And here you are, running a Tuesday night Facebook Live for me. Look at what you've done with your life. Great job, Bo. There you go, my Rodeo Billings Wrangler Minute. Somebody, Logan, if you're still on, call your dad. Tell him to watch this back. Anything in closing tonight, this weekend? Kind of a last minute, a little surprise. By the way, both my daughters have moved down here, settled in Texas. And we are making a little trip, kind of was on behalf of the PBR, subbing in for the CEO. We're making a little drive to San Antonio Friday for the Cody Johnson concert. Yeah, old friend, Cody Johnson. Jane, is Augusta's rodeo this weekend? I don't think so. I think it's the next weekend. So, yeah. So, anything else by anybody? Before we go, I'm going to bid adieu. I'm going to bid everyone adieu. Hey, Lonnie Steverson, good to see you, man. Remember David Allen and Wheels Race Cars did PBR Bull Rider cards. Believe that's right. I don't know, Lonnie, but it sounds right. He maybe did. Lonnie, great former, the tall, slender Lonnie Steverson, former PBR Bull Rider. Thanks for chiming in, buddy. Good to see you. See, it's not that hard to chime in. So, Yeah, David was in, gave me my start in the PBR too. I knew him and took me to Kansas City and Albuquerque in like 96. Hankins on here. Thank you, bud. Love it when you call me Big Papa. Well, thanks to Bo back in the studio. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Like I said, this weekend off as far for myself as far as PBRs go. But going to put my cowboy hat on, go say hi to Cody Johnson, hear him sing a few songs, and then have a good weekend here. Heating up down here. Pray for rain in Choteau, Montana. They need it there, but you don't really need it in Billings, do you, Bo? You're good for a while? Kind of. Yeah, they always need rain. Oh, goddamn. Always 2 weeks away from a drought in Montana. So thanks, everybody. We do appreciate you. Congratulations to Evan for bowling a 300. Bo is, what are you, vacation? You're traveling the next couple of weeks, right? So I'll keep you updated, try to post as much as I can, keep you updated on what's going on in our world. In the meantime, have a great week, a great weekend, and happy June, everybody. It's summertime. Enjoy it. See you next time.